our intro video started and then it stopped.
Yeah, technology.
Week 3, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's our computers or what. I think we're the only ones on the team also having issues. So I have no idea what's happening. But happy Monday, happy recording day, and welcome to another episode of Pucks and Powerplays podcast, brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find BSEN on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at BSEN_617. You can find the podcast at Pucks and Powerplays. Nope. The podcast is called Pucks and Powerplays. You can find us at Pucks and PP's Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can also find us wherever you listen to your podcasts at Pucks and Powerplays podcast. My name is Emily. You can find me at Hyper Emmy, and this is...
I'm Liz. You can find me at Liz__Fraser, and apparently this week I'm yellow. So that's cool. We
another
love
week,
this.
another color.
Woo! I have my flashlight up to help with it, and it looks like I'm in a campfire.
Yeah, everybody's favorite summertime activity. We've got t-shirts, we've got these lovely shirts in a shirt and in a sweatshirt at BSEN617.square.site for you to purchase. You can also find other Bruins, Red Sox, Celtics, and Patriots merch there. We also have a Discord where you can talk about all things hockey, all things Bruins, all things trading cards, and all things book club. We have a hockey romance book club part of our Discord on there. Feel free to send us a message on social media and we will get you the link. We do not post the link publicly anymore because it kept getting spammed. So if you want to join the Discord, feel free to let us know. We'll get you added in there. Send us a message. If you don't get a message back from us, bump us because things are going into the spam folders and we never see them. Are those all the announcements?
I think so.
How many days do we have left? We're in the 40s. How many days until October 8th? 44 days. We are in the 40s. We're almost there. We're like 2 weeks away from training camp. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Last week, if you weren't with us, we made a bunch of predictions on President's Trophy, Stanley Cup, who's going to come in last place, who's going to be top scorer, who's going to be in playoffs. We talked about the Luke Hughes contract. Still nothing. So we'll see what happens there. Today, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to do some more predictions today for the season. A little bit more like Bruins-centric-ish. Slash, like some will still be league-wide. If this is your first time joining us, we kind of go with the flow. We sometimes have a plan, we sometimes don't. Even if we have a plan, we usually don't because Liz and I both have ADHD. So we're going to be talking about one thing 1 second. The next thing we're talking about my car breaking down. Who knows? So definitely feel free to use the chat to keep us on track or to share your thoughts and feelings or to share a different prediction. Like if you guys have something that we're not talking about that you want us to talk about when we're talking about predictions, feel free to drop it in the chat. We will theoretically get to it. ADHD is a great thing, so feel free to remind us. I feel like, though, we should start with talking about the NHL in Europe campaign because those pictures are fire. So if you guys aren't familiar, NHL has a subset marketing campaign type situation where they have social media accounts that are like NHL in Europe, and it features NHL players that are from European countries. Groundbreaking. I know you guys would have never guessed that. But during the summer, as they like ramp up for the season, they do this like media camp type thing with like star players from European countries. So last year, Pasta was a part of it. This year, Hampus Lindholm is part of it from the Bruins. And they basically just do like funny TikToks that they'll use throughout the year. They take like media photos It's one of my favorite things because to me, it's like, oh, hockey is actually almost here.
Mm-hmm. It also reminds me that Hampus is alive.
Yeah. This curl is like Farrah Fawcetting and it's driving me nuts. No, Hampus Lindholm is alive. Proof of, he also did like the Hampus camp this summer. It was so cute. I can't pull up stuff on my screen right now because it makes this computer freeze. Ever since I switched computers, it doesn't like it. So if you haven't looked it up, you should. They're great.
And the photos we got of Hampus today.
I know, they were so good. I'm pulling it up on my phone.
I love the photos.
NHL.
I forget how much of a media person he is sometimes, and then you get these photos and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a media guy.
Yeah. I also have Renee Rapp stuck in my head, so. Oh, the NHL is also doing some kind of countdown. I'm the one who sent that photo. Where is it? Like, look. So cute. I love it. Double hockey sticks. Some will say they're throwing fits. If you're not familiar, that's like a TikTok trend right now. That's like, sorry, so-and-so is throwing fits. And then they're like throwing outfits instead of like fits. Like, oh, this man. That suit. That suit's a good one.
I'm scared for them to dress themselves, but I also hope they continue with the suits.
Well, yeah, because then the next one is Willie, and it's like,
yeah,
better than a t-shirt. Listen, I'm sure that's also a $700 t-shirt, but you can do better than a t-shirt.
He's going to be the person to walk in pajamas for like pregame, the first person. Him or Jarvis. That's my bet.
The mustache is the moment.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I just think it's so fun. If you're not familiar with last year, the meme that got made of Pasta was like, if he felt like he identified with different sorts of pasta. That's where that came from, is the NHL in Europe campaign. It's like, no, I don't feel like a Coli. I don't know, whatever. If you know, you know. If you don't know, spend more time on Bruins Twitter. Please don't. It's a terrifying place. Don't. If you're not on Bruins Twitter, please don't get on it. It's actually very, very scary.
It is very scary. They will hate the goalies for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
They will constantly remind you that Rask was never, ever good, which is just wrong, but I'm not going to go there because I could rant for hours about that.
Oh, I was going to say something about Twitter today.
About how it's dumb?
Probably.
As we're streaming on Twitter, but...
As we're streaming on Twitter. Listen, Twitter doesn't sponsor us. If Twitter wants to sponsor us, I'll happily say great things. And 1 second. I don't think it was actually about Twitter. I think it was about something else. But it related to Twitter rants. And it came from my notifications in some way.
Was it the thread about cooking that popped up in the group chat?
No, but if y'all haven't seen it, please don't go look for it. There is somebody on Twitter who made an entire thread from like a chef's standpoint on how to cook and serve a person, referencing Paul from the Beatles and how this person would specifically, properly, per chef's orders, cook a human, and how you would like spice different parts of the body and what like age would be ideal to have this person consumed at, and what would be the best way to kill them so that your stress doesn't affect the muscle tenderness.
It was an experience seeing that. I was at work when I got the message and I was on my break and I just stared at my phone and I was like, what the hell? Like, someone needs to check on that person and make sure they're not doing anything. Like, multiple checks, please. Twitter's weird. Concerning.
Oh, I really need to write things down when I think of them. Oh, well. Okay, where do we want to start with predictions part 2?
I don't know. Where do you want to start?
Let's go with goal.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we have to talk about who's coming out of camp before we can talk about who's going to be first line, before we're going to talk about who's going to be the first goal. I don't know. How do I want to do this? Do I want to be logical about it? Have to be random about it.
Hi, Lainey. Can we have like 2 answers? Oh, hi. Like the logical answer of like, okay, we know XYZ are going to be there, but in the off chance, like these 2 guys are here. Here's my other thought. Because I'm like, it's going to change based off who's in the lineup, I feel like.
Yeah, so let's pull up Puckpedia and see who is even signed. I don't even know who we have signed anymore. So for those who don't spend all of your day losing your mind on social media, Puckpedia is a website that is independently owned and operated separate from any teams, that keeps information on players' contracts and teams' contracts. So I don't really know if you can see it that well. We're functioning as best we can without sharing screen. These are like all the teams' names, and it tells you like who's above cap, who's at cap, because basically whoever manages this, or the people that manage this, or the AI that manages this, although I don't think it's AI, I think it's a human. Like every time a contract comes in, they keep track of it and they enter this information into the website. So like the first line is Golden Knights. Currently they are 7.64 million over cap. And you can like click on the Golden Knights and look at all the contracts. It tells you who is unrestricted, who's restricted, what their contract lengths are, all of that stuff. So shout out to whoever runs Puckpedia. Not sponsored, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag feel free to sponsor us. We'll gladly
please sponsor us. We use you all the time during our podcast and even outside of it.
Even if I curse your name sometimes, because it's not behind a paywall. So like there is tons of ads and sometimes it gets wonky because it's not behind a paywall. So like sometimes it gets wonky because of the ads, but that's how it stays free for all of us. So Puckpedia, reach out to us, feel free to sponsor us. But currently, according to Puckpedia, we have $2 million in cap space still, which is insane to me. We have 22 out of 23 players on our active roster. And we have 45 out of 50 standard contracts, which means so between the NHL and the AHL, we have 45 guys signed to the NHL Bruins. So some of the guys that you can be signed exclusively to an AHL team. Typically, they don't do that. Typically, your NHL club signs you and you're like assigned to an AHL team, or you're on a 2-way contract or whatever. But the Bruins can have up to 50 players signed to, or an NHL team can have 50 players signed to an NHL team that fall between the NHL and the AHL. You can have 23 guys on your NHL roster at one given time. I feel like I explained that correctly. Somebody let me know if I didn't.
And that 23 can be weird. It doesn't have to be like a standard, I'm going to do math so wrong, but like
12, 6.
No, I'm going to do it right. It doesn't have to be an extra forward, extra defenseman, extra goalie. It could be like 2 extra forwards and a defenseman, or 2 extra forwards and a goalie. It's based off what your team needs and who they have.
And that's why you'll hear like when teams travel, when they go on like longer road trips, you'll sometimes hear like, oh, they travel with 2 extra forwards and 1 defense or something. Like sometimes you'll hear like the Vancouver Canucks, I feel like are all like somebody's always talking about they travel with an extra D or something. Like somebody's always talking about the Canucks when they travel for some reason. But yeah, each team is different. Depends, and it also depends on like, okay, so if we know, let's use last season as an example. We know Charlie is healing from a shoulder injury. We might travel with an extra D instead of an extra forward because we know, okay, Charlie is not going to be able to play all 6 games on a road trip or 5 games on a road trip. We might need to pull him out or every other for him while he's still healing. That means somebody else is going in. So it's really kind of like the team. You won't see the roster stay the same for more than 2 weeks, I think, across most teams. There's constant movement up and down between the NHL and AHL. We won't get into it today, but there's also like waivers and all this stuff as you cross down. But the other thing that Puckpedia lists is the retained remaining. So we have 2 out of 3 retained, which means that we are carrying salaries we have retained parts of salaries for people that are no longer on our team. So Brandon Carlo, and it says we have 2 out of 3, but then it only lists Brandon Carlo. So maybe
I thought it was Frederick, but I don't know if it was only for last season.
So I bet since that contract is done, I bet you information.
And the one, yeah. So that would be it.
Yeah. We won't have injuries listed currently because those will start here soon. It's crazy to me that we're like a few weeks away and we still have 1 spot left, though.
It's crazy how like Kastelik is still marked as an active injury because like Hampus and McAvoy got cleared a while ago. So they're not over there, but Kastelik hasn't been cleared yet. Like there's been no official report.
Yeah. I wonder
Which I find interesting.
Is he on LTIR?
I don't think so.
I'm like, is that? No, he's just listed as out. I was like, is that $2 million is Kastelik? But no. Okay. So for forwards currently listed on the roster going into this season, we have David Pastrnak, Elias Lindholm, Casey Middlestat, Morgan Geekie, Pavel Zacha, Victor Arvidsson, Danner Jeannot, Sean Corrali, Mark Kastelik, Michael Eismont, Murat Husnudinov, Johnny Beecher, Matthew Quatra, and Fraser Minton. So are we picking 12?
We'd have to pick 12 of those 14.
Okay.
Because that would be your opening night roster.
Okay. I didn't prep again. Sorry, guys. We're prepping as we go. I think we go for our obvious ones. I think this is a group activity. I think obvious ones, I'll write them down as we talk about the obvious ones, and we'll kind of fill in blanks as we go.
Yeah, I need a piece of paper. 1 second.
We didn't do a spreadsheet, you guys. This is very outside the realm for us. Okay, so Pasta, obviously. Lindy, obviously. Middlestat, obviously.
Zacha.
Geekie. Victor Arvidsson, yes?
Yeah, I would say so.
Sean Corrali, yeah.
100% has to be.
Tanner Jeannot. So that leaves us so far. That's 1, 2, 3, 7. So that leaves us Jeannot, Kastelik, Eismont, Husnudinov, Beecher, Quatra, Minton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves us 7. We have to cut 2.
I hate it, but I think it's the 2 kids that are going to be cut unless they prove it in camp and if Kastelik is still out because there's been nothing about him.
Did I put Kastelik? No, Kastelik.
But if he's healthy, I feel like he's going to be in the lineup.
No. So you think Icemont, Hootsie, and Beach make it? And that leaves Poitras and Mitten. I think Fraser Mitten's going back down. Either way.
I think he has more of a chance than Potsy of making the team. Only because they really, really loved him at the end of the season.
I agree with you. I think both of them should go back. I think both of them should go down to the AHL. I think Hootsie also goes down to the AHL, and Brown or Lysell gets called up.
I'm sorry, if I see Brown on the opening night roster, I might scream though. Like, I don't hate him. He's a great captain for Providence. I love him. He's a good guy. And we've talked about it before. He has really stepped up when he's come up after being down in Providence. But not for opening night unless, like, literally no one else is there.
Wait, and then I went over. Oh, no, I put Kastelik twice. So that's Beecher and then Brown or Lysell. Listen, I said or Lysell. I'd be fine with either of them. Yes, he is a great, and I know if the fandom is divided on Patrick Brown. I am so fully aware. He's having lady just so you guys, if you are not paying attention to the comments, you should. Our friend Lainey is hanging out on YouTube with us in the comments. Also, if you're hanging out, feel free to jump in the comments.
Judge us for our statements.
Yeah. He deserves a shot. Like, but I think it's who he gets paired with. And I think he does so well in the AHL, but I think our entire team in Providence does well. Like, they just found some magic last year. And unless you were going to move up an entire line, like, it wasn't gelling whenever people got called up last year. But Brown or Lysell, I'm like, give them the shot, give them the chance. After all this time, come on. Oh,
you know who else they could call up if you really want to anger people? We don't have Jones anymore.
We don't have who?
We don't have Jones, so it can't be him. But Riley Tufte.
Riley Tufte got opening last year. Okay, he had his shot.
Did he actually?
Jones.
He did not.
Jones were on opening night. I am 85% sure. I'm losing confidence the more you give me that look. But I am 80% sure that Tufte and Jones were up for season opener last year.
But they play?
Brown and Lysell, don't come on. Potsy has so much potential. I really would like to see more of him this season.
Okay. It was Jones.
He was doing so well in Providence. No, I agree with you, Lainey. Oh, I'm frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen for you guys. I'm frozen for me. I'm unfrozen now. I agree with you, Lainey. I also want to see Potsy up, but that then means Beach has to go down. Like,
or Beecher could be the odd guy sitting out.
I wouldn't be opposed. I would not be opposed to Beecher going down for a week and getting some good development in.
I feel like he needs it after a bit of last season.
Yeah.
But we had Jones in our opening lineup in our first game of the season.
I know. I told you. I'm pretty sure they were both up at that time. Because I remember.
I don't know if they were both up, but the fact that Jones played the first, I mean, who would have replaced him that early on? I'm trying to think of who's missing.
I don't remember. We'll have to look. My third AHL call up that I would be down for would be Jeffrey VL.
Oh, I liked him when he came up. I know people hated him because he's very physical and got in that fight that people thought was dumb, but that's what he's there for. And if Kastelik's injured, I think he's who you should put in.
Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting preseason.
Mm-hmm.
The other people that I think will get call-ups this year, not necessarily be on the roster at the beginning. I think Merck gets another call-up this year. I think he's unrestricted at the end of this year. I think if he doesn't get his shot, he's leaving.
Oh, 100%. I would get it, though, with him because there's so many chances for him to have been called up over the years. And we're like, oh, we're going to call you up, but you play one game, and then we're going to put you down. And 2 weeks later, we're going to call you up, but then we're going to say we're not seeing consistency, which isn't fair to him because if you're only playing one game, you can't be consistent. You have one game.
I think Patrick Brown is the same way. He's also unrestricted at the end of this year. I think if they don't give him his time, he's gone. Look, Z can't do all the fights. Give him a break. No, it's so true. But I think to start the season, then are we doing 13 so that we have an extra person?
Yeah. Who's your
extra forward?
Extra forward. We'll say we'll have one extra in each position.
Okay, so then mine is Pasta, Lindholm, Geeky, Mitzi, Zaka. I don't know what that says. Arvidsson, Janot, Corrali, Kastelik, Isamont, and then Beecher, Brown, and Lysell are my start of season.
Okay.
So everybody that's getting paid lots of money, and then Beecher, Brown, and Lysell. So Hootsie, Poitras, and Mitten get sent down for me.
Hootsie, Beecher, and then Mitten, I think, will be mine.
Oh, you chose Hootsie. Who's your others then? You should have one more, I think.
I did the last three because the rest were the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mitten, Husnudinov, Beecher. I think that's like your little group, which I don't necessarily think is fair to Poitras. I feel like he deserves a chance after they kind of just left him alone last season. And, like, I know he needed the time in Providence, but especially all the call-ups at the end of the season.
Yeah. I think that was
he deserved it.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it. So.
I think last year the other thing we have to consider was his injury. From the year before, he missed half of his first season because of his injury, essentially. So last year was his first full-ish season. But I think we said this last week or the week before, for these younger guys, the off season is going to be make or break it. Like whether they did work in the off season or they hung out all summer. This year is going to be a battle for spots. I said this last week when we were talking about predictions. I don't think we're going to make playoffs, but still anybody who's like hopeful of that, they are fighting for these spots over the next few weeks. And if you weren't working out, but somebody in the AHL was, bye. For those who aren't familiar, training camp starts with, and correct me if I'm wrong, with everybody from the AHL team and the NHL teams at training camp, and then you split up as camp goes.
And you have people you invite too that aren't even on the team.
Yeah, like prospects or professional tryouts or anything like that. That's why there's like those few open spots. You can release guys during that time if they're on a PTO. So it gets very interesting. I think of we had one last year. Tyler Johnson. who got signed right before training camp. And then they had him sitting in Boston for like a month and a half before he finally was traveling with the team or played a game or something like that. It was a while. And then he was released. Like, he didn't finish the season with us.
I know people hated him, but I actually liked him. I thought he fit in pretty well with the team, and I know everyone hated him, but he was with the younger kids, and I think it was a very good thing that he was with the younger kids, and it worked well. I was not very happy when we got rid of his contract.
Yeah. I think it was just a weird situation all around for me. You basically had this guy living in a hotel waiting for your call that you're paying for. Like, it just didn't seem to me. And then he only played for like 2 or 3 weeks and we let him go. He got picked
and
up
it's
by
not like he's a kid.
No.
It's like he was an established guy in the league. Yes, he was older, but he's not like a young guy that you're like, oh, maybe you'll fit in.
Mm-hmm.
An established player who has played with multiple teams. I don't remember how many teams.
A few.
That was well respected. You had him with the kids, which seemed to be working pretty well. So it was very weird that it was him that you would be like, something's going wrong. We're going to throw you out and try this, but that's not working. So we're going to throw you back in, but then we're going to terminate your contract. It was I don't know why they went about it the way they did, but I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. Especially because we weren't paying him that much either.
Yeah. No, it was weird. Lainey says, did you guys see the interview with the little kids where Sway said he thinks we have a good team? No, I didn't. I think you're referencing like the Nesson, their radiothon or whatever they did last week, their fundraiser thing. I have not seen any of the videos from that yet. I keep scrolling by them. Mostly because my brain is just in overdrive over the last few weeks. So we're just surviving. I have purposefully not watched them because I worry that I won't be able to emotionally handle it. Okay. Defense.
I feel like that's
7 listed for defense. So McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm, Nikita Zadorov, Mason Lohrei, Henry Jokiharju.
Yeah, you did it.
Andrew Peak, Jordan Harris. For those who don't know, I'm awful with names. It's a category I'm working very hard in. So that's 7. I think at some point, Harris goes down.
I think it's going to be Callahan as the 7th defenseman, not Harris.
Yeah, I do too. I don't
have to worry about it being? It's not Ian Mitchell.
God bless America. So happy it's not him. Oh God. The other person,
he didn't work.
No. If you guys don't know, Liz is an anti-Ian.
No, I liked him. I will defend him. I have defended him on the podcast before.
Yeah.
He just didn't work in our system, so I didn't like him. But people hated him for the wrong reason.
Yeah. The other person I want to see get another shot is Frederick Brunette. Yeah. He got 1 call-up last year. I think he only played 1 game, and it was after the trade deadline, maybe 2 games. I would love to see him get another shot.
I think he played. I'm going to double check before I say it.
This is the bad part of me.
Last game of the season. I saw his NHL debut. I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was him, right? I'm not imagining some weird defenseman was there.
Yeah, I think Harris goes down and Callahan is the 7th by the time the season starts. I think at some point, though, I want Rudy
I
a
liked
shot.
his game. He had a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
I want him back up.
He deserved it.
But also, like, who comes out of the lineup? We have a very established decor that as long as no one's injured, I don't see you taking anyone out of the lineup.
I think this is the year that Peak has to prove himself.
I don't think it's Peak that has to prove it. I think Peak's solid.
You think it's Henry?
I think, just based off some of the statements we've heard and how they've moved him around a bit, even though I don't agree, Mason.
Yeah.
They moved him around a lot.
I'm in denial of that sweet baby angel. I'm not wearing my Mason t-shirt today, but I could see that.
But also, he really stepped it up with no McAvoy or no Hampus.
Yeah. Him and Z really just carried.
Mm-hmm.
After
but
deadline.
It's also their play styles.
Yeah. After deadline, we should have just cut our losses because it was a mess. The poor guys getting called up and down. We had two new guys each game or something.
Mason, it was suddenly like, oh, here's 5 guys coming up. Okay, these 5 are going down. Here's another 5. Okay, now we're going to send down 3 of them. Here's these 2. Actually, we don't want that one. We want this one instead. And we're just going to keep swapping them like before every single game.
Yeah. Separately, I think it's really interesting. Did the Olympic tryouts come out before or after we talked last week? I don't think we talked about it last week. Maybe we did.
No, we didn't.
We only had Charlie and Sway going to Olympic Team USA Olympic camp or whatever this week.
Whatever it was.
I don't know anymore. All the days run together. Anyway. I wasn't shocked to not see Mason or Peak on that. I did think it was very interesting, though, given Worlds.
Yeah.
How much of an impact they made at Worlds that they weren't on the list. But I also know that Worlds is always so weird because it's only like people get a shot because half of the guys that should be there are still in playoffs. So I get Worlds is always like a mishmash of who's who, but I don't know.
Plus, they're both younger, so they're probably going for the more like older, more experienced guys with it.
Yeah.
I remember looking at the list though when I was getting to Canada, and I was like, why don't I see a single Bruins player? I completely forgot Brad got traded for a moment, and I was like, did they not put Marshy on freaking Canada for the Olympics? And then I saw Marchand, and I was like, why isn't it saying Boston? Oh, right.
Isn't it awful? It's a slap to the face every single time.
Yeah, I had the full realization just staring at it, like solid 5 minutes trying to find him on that list because I'm like, there's no Bruins.
Yeah. Correct, Lainey. He only played like half the games. I don't know what happened. I don't think they ever said what happened. If it was like an injury or he just somebody else took the spot. Worlds was such a mess too, though.
It was weird. Like they didn't report on anything. Like some guys you'd hear, oh yeah, injured in game 2, but we didn't release it till like freaking game 7 at the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he hasn't appeared at all.
Goalies.
Well, I feel like we know the 3.
Did you see, though, that DiPietro's listed under AHL and not NHL?
I don't like that. But, I mean, if he's listed there, he doesn't have to go through waivers, right?
Correct. Right? As long as he's listed... before there's a certain point where he'll have to go on waivers. I don't remember if it's when the season starts.
I think it's when preseason ends because there's the day between preseason and the season starting. And I've seen guys have to clear waivers before the season starts, I think, if I remember correctly. So I believe if he makes it all the way to the end of the preseason.
Yeah, like there's a point of no return where he'll have to go on waivers. They'll have to assign him before that. Otherwise, he has to clear waivers. He will not clear waivers. He will get picked up.
Same if we send down Corpy. So, like, make a move, Boston.
Like, I so truly hope that DiPietro just comes out of the gate fucking, or I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, sorry, just swinging to the rafters. I know that's not what he does in his position, but like blocking left, right, upside down, underwater with his skate blade missing. Like this is his shot. This is his opportunity. Woo! I want it so bad.
He deserves it.
He does.
He better be up there because, I mean, if you're signing him to an NHL contract and you're going to say it, he should be in the NHL.
Oh, it's so weird looking at our prospect list and seeing that we have rights for these guys until 2029.
Oh my god.
Babies. Oh my god. Whoo. That's so crazy. Well, friends, those are our guesses of who is going to make the roster. A whole lot of chaos.
Ooh. It made me think of a new prediction, though.
I'm scared.
Hmm?
Is it the one you just added to the list?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Who do we think is going to be the first player sent down to Providence? Like, once the season starts, not preseason and everything. I was thinking more active player that's played a game and not, like, swapping out the 13th player.
Mm. Like, if Hutsudinov was to stay up, he would be potentially
played at least a game and then got sent down.
If it's all our like typical NHL guys, not like Brown, for example. Like,
yeah.
Hootsie is my guess, but that's only because the Wild had him going up and down a lot. We kept him up all year when we had him. So I think like potentially there, just his history. Or yeah, any of our guys not on the bubble, he would be my guess. Or I could see what you were saying with Lowry too, like them sending him down. And I could see them doing that also from like a money thing for a hot sec.
Doesn't he have to go through waivers though?
Yeah. Oh.
See, I don't think they'd send Mason down. If anything, I could see in a potential back-to-back, they could sit him for a game and put someone else in.
Yeah, they won't send him down. They won't risk losing him.
No. But
the waivers thing always gets me. Because even if they start in the AHL for the season, let's say like they don't come up until March, they still have to go on waivers to go back down. I hate waivers.
I don't like it.
I don't understand the purpose. Anyway.
No, because then you have guys that are suddenly like, oh, you weren't traded, but in the middle of the night, like 10 minutes before you cleared and got to stay where you've been living, you're now going to like Winnipeg or something.
Yeah, because you got a shot in the NHL. You got your shot. Now you're going back, babe. Bye.
And it's 24 hours too, so that teams have like a chance to take them. I don't like that either. Like, also, why 24 hours?
Yeah. I would love to work. I'd love to work for the NHL for many reasons. I would love to work in the NHL or just like be a fly on the wall on a day where people are picking, like doing the waivers shenanigans. I just want to hear the conversations.
Yeah. I do too.
Like, I think that on trade deadline too. I just want to hear the conversations that are happening as like the strategy. Because I just don't understand, like, I don't understand our strategy last year. Like, no, never mind.
There was no strategy last year. The video they released, the one bit you see them in the room compared to other years where you actively see them like planning in the room and you're just like, oh, Brad's gone. And they're all like, oh. Clearly not planned.
And if we were clearing guys to give them a shot, why didn't we clear Pasta? Like, anyway, I could go on a whole tangent on that. I love my little giant leprechaun. Lainey says, if we can't win, at least we'll be funny. We'll be something.
We have something. We got personality.
So then, looking at the rosters, who do we think is going to be, or no, who's your prediction for who gets sent down?
Feature. I think, especially with his deal, and it looks like it's a make it or break it, like prove yourself. Yeah. Not like one little slip up will get him sent down, but I feel like a few slip ups, one little slip up might get him like benched for a game.
Yeah.
But I think they'll send him down.
I think it could be really good for him though. Like if we're on a make it or break it, which it looks like it is, I think going down to Providence could be so good for him. And I base this strictly off of last year. Like when guys would get sent down last year, they came back a completely different player. Like, and I understand that's also the point of the AHL teams, right? Is like they have 5 days in a row of practice and then they have games. They don't have this like day on, day off, hither thither shenanigans. They kind of do. But for the most part, it's like you have 5 days of practice and then you have games. Our Providence Bruins, which is our AHL team, if you don't know, I don't know, just their system last year that they had in place, I feel like was very productive. These guys were coming back with their skills better. They had better communication. They were just sharper on the ice. You could see a difference in their stats between when they would come up. Just they seemed a more well-in-tune player by the time that they came back. So I could see it being beneficial for him. I think Potsy is a great example of this. Like he light years of difference from where he started last year. So I could see it being good for him, especially if we're on this like time crunch essentially for him. Okay, then let's go. Let's do it. All of the things.
I was thinking maybe Isamont too, but I really don't know where he'll fit in, and his contract's not like super big where I consider it like significant enough that if we lose him, it's like, oh, we spent all that money on that guy for nothing.
I don't know enough about him. He had 20 games with Kraken last year, 6 points. He had 57 with Tampa Bay last year, 10 points, 44 penalty minutes. across 57 games. Not again.
The most penalized team, aren't we? We're going to have a repeat of last year.
Yeah. Yeah,
but he's older, which is why I could see it. Like, if we're going for a new guy who's not in the system, maybe him.
He had quite a salary jump. He's at 1.45 right now. He was at 800 last year. Okay.
Okay, apparently we see. Okay. He has never made over $1 million until now.
Even with the cap raise, that's crazy. What the hell did we just spend money on?
I don't know.
Oh, sometimes I make these faces and then I realize this is going on YouTube. Somebody's going to clip this and I'm going to become a meme these days.
Or then it's like we have our moments where we just sit there staring and we're like, that was the dumbest thing, and we're making faces, and the people listening to us but not watching are just getting silence for like minutes, and it's like, sorry, you're just not seeing our faces as we're processing.
No. If anybody makes a dumb meme of me, at least tag me in it. Lainey says, love Beecher, but I just look at his stats and I think he needs some time in Providence. Yeah. Well, and I think
bad season.
Yeah, I think part of it wasn't he on that like magic line the first few weeks? Him, Kastelik, and
you're gonna make me cry when you say his name.
Who was it?
Kepke.
Cole.
Stuck in Winnipeg.
Oh. I think my heart just broke. Oh.
Yeah, they were the only line to have chemistry to start the season. They had like 9 points or something
and then
within the first week.
And it all went to hell.
Yeah, they're like, oh, nothing's working anymore. Let's split them up, try testing if they can like make other lines work.
They can make other lines work, yeah.
That failed miserably, so they put them back together and their chemistry was gone.
Yep. Shouldn't fix things that aren't broken.
Nope. And then Beecher was like the odd guy out when we were swapping like that fourth line for like a month. It was like him, Geeky, and I forget who else it was, but they were all constantly swapping out that none of them were having consistency.
Yeah.
And I think that messed with it too, of like you had a line that worked, then you get broken up. You go back together, but you've lost your chemistry, and now you're in and out of the lineup.
This is so totally random. Oh, it must have been an AHL signing. I'm like, the Panthers just signed somebody else with a $775,000 cap hit. They're already $4.5 million over, and that was to re-sign Marchand. How are we still signing guys? Jesus.
Just saying, they shouldn't have Marchand if they can't afford him. You should come home.
I'm going to be really interested to see what them and the Knights do. There's somebody else. Oh, and the Habs.
Stone's going to go on like injury reserve because it's the last year they can do it before that loophole's closed.
Yep. I can't wait for them to close that loophole. I'm glad they recognize that it's an issue that they have to address.
Mm-hmm.
The Habs are almost $6 million over. Jeez, how are you guys going to get rid of these people? Cole Caulfield is making $7.85 million. He's 24 years old.
He is just slightly older than me.
In like 10 years, I won't even make that much.
I want to be his friend, or I want to be him, actually. He's only slightly older. I'm almost 24. I want to make that much money.
Jiminy crickets.
I hate that the players are my age now. I'm finally being like, oh, there are people my age now making this much money.
Well, and then the funny thing is the Bruins were hiring somebody for marketing, and they were hiring at like $50,000. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God, their prices for some of their stuff, when I was looking at it, I was like, For that type of job, you're only paying that much.
Mm-hmm.
When you require travel,
yeah,
should be more.
Crazy. So given the current roster, who do you think is first line? I think it's kind of obvious, maybe, but
I feel like it is. As long as everyone's healthy.
Yeah.
Pasta, Lindy, Geeky.
Yeah. Hampus Charlie on D.
Yep.
Sway in net.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not our starting lineup, this podcast no longer exists.
Well, no. We used to split up Hampus and McAvoy. But granted, we had Carlo, because it was Hampus and Carlo, Zadorov, and McAvoy.
They're gonna have to do McAvoy and him. No.
Or McAvoy and Mason, because they played together for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think Z and Mason can play together. I think that's your height. That's all of your height in your defense is those two gentlemen. So they can't play together. Although, listen,
but also
put them on a power play together. I would love to see that. They would be throwing guys down. I would pay money to. I mean, listen, we've paid money to watch them anyway, but I would pay money, give them a penalty kill, do a 2-2 on a penalty kill, put both them on a penalty kill. Nothing ever touch.
Well, they'd have to be our penalty kill because you don't have Hampus or McAvoy for it. Like, they're not your killers. Yeah. So it's going to be Mason, Peak, Zadorov. That's it.
That's terrifying.
Right? That's what it was last season. And then I guess Yoki Haru was there, or was it one of the other guys we called up?
No, Callahan was on some.
Okay.
Or no, Callahan was on the power play at one point.
Mitchell, you know who I want off the power play? Not to be rude. McAvoy. Get him off.
Get off.
I love him. I love him, but not on power play 1. Put him on power play 2 because we do 2 defensemen on power play 2.
Mm-hmm.
Put him there. Get him off of the power play, though. Do not make him the sole defenseman on a power play, and stop putting him on the power play with Pasta because I'm going to scream.
Yeah.
They work well together, but on a power play, they make me want to scream.
Yeah. Lainey says, hey, it's okay. Luke Hughes is still unemployed.
That's true. I'm doing better than Luke Hughes. I have a job.
He has endorsements. He's fine. He could never sign an NHL contract again, and he'd be fine.
He would. He would, just because of his name.
I'm sure that Bauer endorsement that him and his brothers had, I'm sure that paid big bucks when they got it. Do they also get royalties off of Chell? Like every time somebody buys Chell from Chell 25, do they get royalties since they were on that? Like, how does that work? I have questions.
I don't know. I feel like they should. I think they should.
You guys, this might be the year that I learned to play Chell with all of the updates that they made to Chell. We'll see. TBD.
Maybe I'll actually
stop playing Dreamlight Valley though. So that's not happening. Puckpedia is not working for me.
You know who should be on the power play? Zadorov.
I'd love to see it.
I know we're gonna have
the
light on there. Right? It's like when we used to put Chara on the power play and we would just park him in front of the net.
Yeah. Just let him get rebounds the entire time. Push the puck every time. If he happens to get a goal, great. But just let him move the puck the entire time.
Just throw him in front of the net. Make him like Chara used to be. Run a power play like that. You're golden.
Yep.
Goalie can't see.
first Bruins goal of the year. Who do we think is going to be that?
I'm only saying it because I want it, and I think I'm going to keep this. Corrali, please.
I knew you were going to say that.
I would love it.
Think. Oh, Lainey, that just made me think of something else. Lainey says pasta or geeks.
I see the geeks. I was debating geeky.
I want to say somebody off the page just to.
Just
you know
to
what?
say
I've done this before, and it worked last time I did this. If this works again, I ask that he gives me a cut of his paycheck this time. Mason Lowry gets the first Bruins goal of the season.
We haven't had a defenseman do it in
years. What?
We haven't had a defenseman for years, at least. The past 3 years have been all forwards.
Mm-hmm. Listen, last time I said that he was going to score, he ended up scoring. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Throw it out into the universe. Mason Lowry gets the first Bruins goal of the season. Come back in October to tell me I'm wrong, but for now. And that is on the opener, not the home opener. Like our first full regular season game. Lainey says I'd also be happy with Z.
I got 11 first goals right last season out of 82, so I'm going to say that's good, and I'm going to trust my guts. Did I pull up the spreadsheet to check that number? Yes, I did.
That's so funny. I'm obsessed. Lainey made me think of a different prediction. Is where do you think our power play falls this year? 1 to 32.
No.
Knowing that Kelly is not running it this year.
But still no, because he hasn't run it in previous years, and it's still been like not the worst, not the best.
My light is dying. 1 second.
I'm trying to think.
Stuff. Lainey, you have to chime in because you made me. Yeah, no, you can't comment. You have to chime in because you're the reason I thought of it. Oh, I think my light is dying.
You're so bright now.
That hurt. Oh, okay. I was looking at my screen and I was like, oh, that's really dark all of a sudden. It's fine. I have like everything on my desk plugged in right now.
Are we doing like the percent we're gonna fall at, or like where?
Yeah, like 1 out of 32. Where do you think ish we live? Last year we ended at 30 or 31, I think.
I want to see where we ended last season.
I'm gonna go 15. Slightly above average.
Okay. I think we're definitely going to go up.
Minutely above average.
Okay.
I love how your response is like, because I think power play 1 is I don't know.
I think power play 1 is our top line, Zaka and McAvoy.
Oh, you
McAvoy's always been power play 1. Hampus is always power play 2.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
But I have to accept it.
Who do you think is 2 then? Mitzi, Kastelik. Oh, Corrali is probably on 2.
Is he a power play guy though?
I think he's going to have to be. This is going to be the issue with this roster.
Is who
people are going to be forced like to play center when they should be wings when they should be centers. They're going to have to be on power play. They're going to have to be on penalty kill. We don't have like statistically like we don't have two power play units.
I think Arvidsson's going to be on the power play. We paid him too much to not, or maybe the penalty kill.
It's the issue. We paid too much for a bunch of these guys.
Yeah. But I think you're going to have Mason and Hampus. They're going to be your two defensemen on that second unit.
Then Z has to be on penalty kill.
Mm-hmm. I would like him on both, but I'm not. It's not going to happen.
I don't think these guys are going to have stamina to do it all this year. That's going to be the other issue is like half of these guys were injured. They're going to spend the first 2 months just being able to breathe.
Right. And are we going to run one defenseman on each unit so that way the other 4 are all your penalty killers? Or is Mason going to be both a killer and on the power play? Because I think he might be a better fit than some of the forwards we have for a power play. But you need him for the kill because you can't have one defenseman out there the entire time. And you can't just rotate 3 of them because then you're only changing 3 of your 4 guys when you need to change all 4 of them.
I think Mason's currently the only one that's going to be able to do it, or Z is going to be the only one that's able to do both. I think Charlie and Hampus are going to spend the first month playing hockey again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I looked up the stats. We finished 28th last year.
Oh, so better than I thought.
Was it 28th? 29th.
One spot better than I thought.
I think maybe 17. I don't see the upper half, but I see higher, especially with who we have as our head coach and what he's done with teams and his records.
Yeah. I think we do better. I don't think we do great.
But also I'm scared, and I think it's mainly going to have to be the first unit.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're getting it from Hampus or Mason from the second unit, because I really don't know what that second unit is going to be.
I don't either.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zaka is both a power play and a penalty killer, so we have him. Pasta is not a penalty killer. And if they try that, I'm really going to judge them because we've seen it before.
I was about to say, I think they're going to try it. And this is going to be my issue with this year specifically. Is this, they're going to put everything on Pasta.
Mm-hmm.
No player can handle all of that.
Oh.
Like, if you do that, okay, expect his stats to go down because you are going to wipe him out physically. So we'll see. I say 15. You say 17. Lainey says 20.
Okay. I can see the 20. I can see the 17. I think your 15 might be pushing it, but I respect the optimism.
I'm being hopeful. I have to be hopeful about something.
I respect it.
Our name is also Pucks and Power Plays, so I'm just,
We could probably run a better power play than the Bruins have the past few seasons. Because they need to stop passing the puck and they need to learn to actually shoot. So,
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Chell, and I'm just gonna make this roster. I don't know how Chell works. I'm gonna make this roster, and then I'm gonna make it tell me what the numbers are for all of the things. Just gonna give
You're
me
gonna make yourself have a better power play percentage than the actual Boston Bruins are gonna have.
yes, based on our current roster. Watch me.
Exactly.
Well, that's fun. I don't want to go too far past. So let's do a guess. Something about penalty kills. Do you want to do percentage or do you want to do place? And then we'll call it for the night.
We could do, I think, place.
Where did we end with penalty kills last year?
24th, which is low for us, but it was a 76.3%. The highest was an 83.6. But we were in the range where we're all like one apart, because right above us is Buffalo with like a 76.4. But we are very, very low for a team that normally has a very, very good penalty kill.
Yeah, I feel like the first half of the season, our penalty kill did so much better than our power play. Like our penalty kill was like 12th-ish when our power play was like 20th. 19. We're going to be in 19th place with our penalty kill. I don't know why. Just, feels right.
I think
we're also doing all of this without any idea what's going to happen.
We just know who our defense are, and that's it, because that can't change.
There is no other options.
Unless someone is injured, that is dead set as the 6 that it is.
Yep.
I think 13 or 14. Only because I trust our defense.
Yeah.
Only because of that. I don't know who our actual forwards will be, but I trust our defensemen enough that I feel like it'll be better. And I also think, not that it was his fault last season, but Sway is going to have a better season. And I think that'll help the penalty kill.
I don't know if I'm frozen for everybody or just for me.
You froze. You froze for a moment, and I was like, oh no. But then my screen froze, and I thought I was going to get kicked off the stream.
So we're doing great. I think it's because I unplugged my mouse to plug my light in for this. So I think my computer was trying to go to sleep.
Woo! Technology.
Anyway, I have no idea what that noise was. That's all the time we have for online predictions tonight. If you want us to do a third round of predictions, let us know for next week. Otherwise, actually, next week is Labor Day. We might not have an episode next week. I don't know yet. TBD.
I'll have a special guest next week if we do have it.
Okay, we'll have it.
He's home on Wednesday, and I get to see him Friday, and then he's here until the Wednesday after that, so he's going to be here Monday night.
Just kidding! We'll have an episode next week! Yay! Insert fireworks here. Yeah, I'm not doing anything, so I just figured it was a holiday.
He was probably just going to be chilling literally behind me on the bed.
That's so funny. I love it. If you guys want
to make him do predictions, he doesn't know anything.
Oh my god, do we do a husband/almost husband prediction episode next week?
Oh my god, yes.
The boys of Pucks and Power Plays do predictions?
We give them questions and see if they actually know anything.
Oh my God, this is going to be so fun. So we're going to have predictions next week, just not us. The boys of Pucks and PPs will be here next week. Austin has no idea this is happening. It's fine.
No, Jacob doesn't either.
This is
so we'll see if they're okay with it. TBD on if this will actually happen.
TBD, stay tuned. If you guys have any predictions you want to see the men of Pucks and Powerplays do, feel free to let us know. If you guys didn't hear us last week, the next few episodes up through November, we're going to be recording at 9 p.m. Eastern instead of 7 p.m. Eastern. So you're welcome, public, for being later. I have no idea. Make sure you follow us on all of the places. We are on TikTok, Threads, Twitter, and Instagram at Pucks and PPs Pod. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts at Pucks and Powerplays. It's going to be that cute little logo wherever you look. You can join our Discord. There's 3 different things you can chat about in the Discord. You can talk about hockey, you can talk about trading cards, and you can talk about books. I actually have a new book suggestion today because an author reached out to me. Super exciting. Ooh. Hockey romance author reached out to me today. They're going to be sending me a PR package. So if you want info on what comes in that package, then join the Discord. I also have some discount codes that I need to put in the book Discord as well. I have a few companies that I work with that I haven't been great at promoting because I got discount codes with them with the intent of sharing it with the book club and have not yet. So if you want discount codes with 2 different bookish boutiques, join the Discord. I'm going to post them in there for you guys to utilize. Also, trading cards. Chat about those. I got to post some cool ones that we got. I also just need to turn my notifications on because I don't have those on either. You can follow BSEN on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at BSEN_617. That is our podcasting network. We've had a lot of really cool team members join our team recently. So make sure you go follow BSEN_617 on Twitter. And then if you look in the bio on our network's Twitter account, it tells you like all of our other podcasts for all of the sports. So Patriots, Celtics, and Red Sox. We have a few podcasts for each. Go check out all of the friends, especially with football starting this week. Baseball is going to be starting to wind down. Basketball is starting in a few weeks. So make sure you go follow all of our friends as well and all of the creators that we work with too. We have some really cool graphic designers, videographers, editors, bloggers, writers. We have some people that work with UConn basketball too, I believe. I feel like there's another college team that we have a writer for, but definitely go follow all of our friends and co-creators as well on our network. Any other announcements?
I don't think so. Check out the site. Read the articles. They're very cool articles. We cover all the sports. So check them out.
Liz just redid our website. So kudos. I don't know what site you're on. Kudos to Liz for redoing our website. It looks so cool. It looks great.
I'm still fixing it. I'm swapping each podcast page to match like the team they're representing color-wise.
Yeah.
But it's being a bit of a pain and not saving everything. So it's a process. But our page is done. And it's black and gold. Because obviously we had to be the test subjects.
I love being a test subject. I think that's all the announcements, friends. So follow us, send us a message if you want to get in our Discord. Otherwise, we will see you with potentially some special guests again next week, 9 a.m. on Monday. I think that's it. So have a great night, you guys. Bye. End. And okay, you guys get to see me being silly.